is what you see. You don't know this story runs deep. Can't judge a book by its cover, no. Gotta open it and read. I got some issues, but before you judge me, listen. I'm on a mission to be better than I'll ever be. Yeah, I know I got issues, but before you judge me, listen. I'm on a mission to be better than I'll ever be.
All right, thank you. We're back and welcome to another episode of Removing Layers. As always, I'm your host, Jay Day. Today is the idea of marriage, the who, what, when, where, and why. But like any show, what we do is we start our guest off with that outer layer. And the purpose of this whole thing is through conversation, hopefully we can remove a few layers and really get to know each individual. Our first co-host is a friendly family member of the show, but I'm going to let him give his outer layer. But this is a special night tonight. I'm excited. The drinks are definitely flowing, and so we'll see where this one goes. So I got to start with myself. I am my outer layer. Who am I? I am 37. I know y'all get tired of hearing that. A single father of 4 by 3 women, so we'll see how that works out. I've been single. I enjoyed the dating life, but I've never lived with a female. I think that's surprising to a few people. I work in corporate America, but I do believe in a white picket fence when we talk about the idea of marriage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass it over to our next co-host, and I'm going to allow him to give his outer layer.
What's up? This Tim, the Rev. 38. I am married, so I got some experience on this. And I done messed up a whole lot of times on some other relationships, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Happy to be here with J-Man and nigga, you ain't never lived with a woman?
No, but before I pass the mic, we need to get some specifics. How long have you been married?
I've been married, oh my goodness, 8 years.
8 years. Did y'all date prior to marriage time frame? And that's quick.
Let's see. Yeah, we dated.
Okay.
Probably.
So 8 years and some change.
Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, we coming up on 10.
Fair enough. And children?
Yeah, we got 2 kids. And hopefully one coming if we keep working hard.
Wow, so you still want kids. How old is your oldest?
Oldest is 14.
All right, that's enough for the outlet. 14-year-old. So I just want to make sure we got it. So moving right along, we have the lovely lady in the house. She's going to hold it down for the females tonight. I'm going to let her give her outer layer. Who are you, and what is that layer you giving?
Well, I'm Chantel, a.k.a. Sean, a.k.a. Monty. I'm 40 years old. I was married for 13 years. I've been divorced for 3 years. I have 4 kids. I work full-time, and I go to school full-time. I believe in fairy tales and happiness and peace. I just love everybody.
Great. Okay, so we got to the details, though. To be fair, in regards to today's topic, we have 4 kids, married for 13 years, now divorced, and single. Is that fair?
I'm single.
Okay, fair enough. And finally, like I said, this is family right here. He's been talking junk behind the scenes, but we're gonna let him loose to the world tonight. He's been on every podcast, but today he gets to give that outer layer. So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
Yo, my name is Jay. I've been married for 3 years. I have 4 children. One is a newborn by my current wife. And I have 2 baby mamas and a wife.
See, I'm taking notes when he say that. All right.
Congratulations.
So 1 child. Congratulations on the child. How old is the youngest?
The youngest one is 1 month tomorrow.
Good.
Oh,
Great.
wow.
All right. And how old is the oldest?
The oldest is 13.
13. All right. So Tim has a 14-year-old. Did I take the notes right?
Yeah, 14.
How old is your oldest?
My oldest is 19.
19. Okay, so we have a 19-year-old, 14, 13. And me personally, my oldest, I have twins, so they 12. Okay. So good. Today's topic is the idea of marriage, the who, what, when, where, and why. But because the drinks are flowing, and this was kind of, we're going to switch it up a little bit. So removing a complete layer. All I need, and I'm going to point at you, I need a percentage. Just a percentage, not an explanation. And I'm going to start with the lady. I'm going to let the lady do this. Percentage-wise, how many married couples are happy that you know? Percentage-wise. If you had to put a percentage behind it, how many married couples present day you know that are happy in their marriage? I just need a percentage, and we're going to move right on.
50%.
50%. Producer Jay, what you think?
I'm going to go with 60.
60%. Real.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 50%.
50%.
Yeah.
And me as furthest thing from marriage, I'm going to probably say a strong 41%.
41.
Hey, you the one.
Not really, no, because I listen to...
How obscure is the 1% after
because
40?
I hear married people talk, and we'll kind of get into this, and I'm going to write a note for myself that says business. Some people I talk to, they say marriage is a business. Other people I talk to, including the Rev, have talked about how, you know, the sanctity of marriage is not always based around love. But this is removing layers, so I'm going to start with a specific question. And let me just be honest. What is your idea of marriage? And let me go there. Do people want to be married in today's society? And let's start with the two married men. Jay, what do you think? Do people want to be married in today's society? You can speak for yourself, but I also want to speak for what's around you. Do people want to be married?
I think nowadays it's like the trend is people don't want to be married. I think marriage is more, to me, seems like more now of an economic situation versus married out of love and just having a sincere relationship. It's honest. The truth is, we all want that white picket fence.
White picket fence, but how do you want a white picket fence and don't want to be married? Because you start off by saying people don't want to be married, but in my opinion, a white picket fence is generally associated with marriage, right?
It is.
Okay, Larry, I'm going to give you a few minutes to fix that. Fix that for me. Help me understand, because you started off with saying people don't want to be married, but they want a white picket fence.
I think they want both, but I think at the end of the day,
that's a problem.
I think people really struggle when it comes down to it being in a real committed monogamous relationship.
Real. Do people want to be married in today's society?
Yes, they do, but not for love. And that's the problem. The issue is that people get married because of one thing. It's called a marriage license. And that license makes it a contract. That means now we've entered into something where now we in the household together and we both are partaking in the bills. People not get married because they love each other. And people traditionally over time did not get married because they loved each other.
You think now? Or then? Meaning people don't marry for love now?
Even back then, a lot of people did not get married for love. And people are committed for love. People get married for license and for legality. But the reality is, if you really genuinely love somebody, the most important thing for you was to be committed. Even if you were a Christian, the first marriage you know about or the first relationship you know about was Adam and Eve. They ain't stand before no preacher.
So, Rev, did you marry for love?
I married for love.
Okay, perfect. All right, Sean, the lady holding it down. What about you?
I think now it's like a catch-22. I'm on the fence. Some people get married for love, and some people get married for just to feel comfortable, so they won't have to pay all the bills by themselves, so they can have a mate, so they won't feel lonely. Some people don't want to grow old by themselves. I mean, then some people just get married just for the title because they want that white picket fence. They want that glamorous wedding. But they're not ready because they don't have, like, that partnership or that foundation. I feel like a marriage is based on a foundation. You have to be friends first.
Almost.
And it's like a business.
Okay, but no. And that's where I'm confused, and that's kind of where I got to step in. You said it good, and I was vibing with you, and you talked about, you know, how you have to have a foundation and the whole nine, and then Jay says, you know, finances. It ain't both. It's either you building a foundation based upon love, but what I keep hearing and what I keep writing down in my notes, I keep writing dollar signs down. So what I'm hearing from the single nigga is that marriage is based around some type of financial stability. So is it love or is it finances? Jason, is it? And
It's
I don't
finances. And I guess
I was trying to get him out before he said, because the married person, I was hoping to give him an out to clarify.
And I think a lot of people do. I mean, I think when you talk about, especially when you hear the question, are a lot of married people happy? I think a lot of married people will say, I feel like in conversation, they're married to somebody who keeps their house. They can build a house with a home. I can have kids with them. I can raise a family. But then you got people who are out here playing on the side, because at the end of the day, that's what they like to do that too. And
so
I think...
How much does attraction play into choosing your mate?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
What?
I don't want to wake up.
Okay, as the holding it down for the single male in the group, what I keep hearing is bullshit. Meaning, y'all keep telling me how is finances and somebody that's gonna hold me down, but then when I ask how good they look, hell yeah, goddamn, gotta have it. Like,
let me help you out.
Yeah.
When me and my wife first met,
all right,
the first conversation we had was, I told her, because I had already previously been married, I don't want to be married. You know what she looked at me and said? Good, because I don't want to be married either, Negro. So it worked out perfectly. But guess what? We ended up being friends. The reality was,
how long did y'all date?
Almost 2 years. Probably.
Okay,
that's that foundation.
So,
you have to be friends before you can do anything else. People are rushing into marriages, and that's why it's not working. You have to establish that foundation and that partnership in order for it to work.
So what is foundation?
Foundation is, you're my best friend. You come to me for everything. I'm your homeboy.
Okay.
I'm your lover.
Yes.
I'm your freak.
Yes.
I'm your whore.
Yes.
I'm your coach.
Okay.
I'm your mentor. I'm your
See
boss.
Yes.
Now, in the midst of being all of that, and all them niggas heard was whore, and I think a lot of people stopped. But let me ask you this: can you be best friends and be a whore for a broke nigga?
No, you're not.
She's huh? Well, I'm asking a question. Let me start again. I want to make sure we're on the same page, because like I say, the drinks are flowing. You talked about marriage being based around or building that foundation and finding that person that, you know, you can be this and that for. Can you build that with somebody who is not financially stable? I'm not going to call them a bum. Let her answer.
I don't know, because
Yeah.
Hold on, let me finish. Because every dude that I dated had money, but
why is that though? So
I can't help that.
No, you can, because meaning, was that a priority for you? Meaning, are you not attracted to men without money?
Huh?
Did you narrow it down to
No, I don't. I mean, it's not all about money. It's about.
All right, Jason. No, Jason, it's fine, because I feel like you
checking W-2s.
I'm gonna give you my notepad and you can write the notes down. Jason, how for you? Nah, Tim, I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
You've been married for, 8 years?
Yeah.
As the man of the household, how important was finances for you?
It was super important, because I didn't want to enter into a situation where we was going to be stressed.
Do you pay all the bills?
I have no idea, because and this is crazy. So here we go. I don't even know how much I get paid, because all of our money goes into one bucket. That don't work for everybody.
I actually like that. Okay.
So everybody don't work that way.
You know how much you get paid, nigga.
Nah, on God, right now, I cannot tell you. I know, I know what my gross income is, but I don't know what it is, because I don't have to look at it.
That's dope.
But so we put it all into one bucket. So the reality is, it was important because I didn't want to be stressed. The other thing was, I needed to be with somebody who I could trust my money. And to be able to trust her, that means she had to have something too.
So she controls the finances.
Nah, it's auto pay with it is what it is.
But to your point, it's a unit, meaning there is no, we pay the bills and then you have an account, I have an account.
Nah, it's all together, because we rocking together. That's it.
Jay, does that, in your opinion, that's how most marriages work?
No.
That's how mine work, but most don't. And a lot of people I know, they be like, I know married people to be like, I pay this bill, you pay this bill.
All right, Sean, divorced, but married 13 years. When in the 13 years, how were the bills paid?
My ex-husband, he paid for everything.
Okay.
I didn't work. I didn't do anything. All I did was take care of the kids.
Got you. Now, all right, we're gonna remove a layer. Now, I'm gonna start with the men. And you talked about you don't know how much money you made, but let's just say,
I do okay.
Right.
But
But let me ask you this: does and this comes from females? Does money equal control? In your mind, and not necessarily for yourself, but in general, when you talk about the dynamics of a relationship, Jason, does money equal control for a man? You think?
To a degree, yes.
Okay. Meaning, we gotta talk about
it. I hate to call it control, but I think
with
money,
the word is control. Money, so you got to speak on control.
Come on, man.
I guess there's roles to it though. So if I'm making money, there's certain shots I feel like I can call or I can.
Vice versa, in the structure of a marriage, is she making the money? She controlling them shots?
Yep.
Hell no.
It's just like if I could say,
I was with you until
I like just asking questions. But no, sometimes dick control the situation, even with a broke nigga. You know what I mean? He got
and I 100% agree with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. We did well separate, but the reality is that when a decision is made in my house, it ain't because I'm strong arming her, but because she respects me to make the right decision. So, and I was never going to be with anybody again, because I had made some mistakes. I would never be with anybody ever again who wouldn't let me make the decision for my house. And sometimes that decision
how does that work? Meaning like, okay, y'all have a difference of opinion, y'all argue about it, and then you come to a conclusion that I made a decision?
Nah, it don't.
Well, nigga, what are you saying?
It don't go that way because that means.
What you say? What you tell him, man up? That means y'all argue. That means at the end of the day, you're not feeling what she's saying. It's your decision.
Inevitably it is, but it's not a dictatorship. It can't be a dictatorship.
Say that. That's your word.
Yes, it is.
Sean, speak on it.
Because being that I didn't work and my ex-husband was working and breaking his back, I didn't have a say-so, so he controlled the finances.
So money did control the situation.
It did, because I wasn't bringing anything to the table. I had to ask him for permission to go buy this, to go spend this, or if I wanted to go buy something for the kids, I had to ask him.
Tim, to do Jason, both of y'all, when it comes to buying stuff, is there a ask or is it a conversation or nigga, I'm grown, I'm going to go shopping and...
So let me know.
On anything?
Ain't nothing going out unless it's coming by me.
Really?
Well, to be very honest with you, it's after the fact for me a lot of. And okay,
so that's two different situations. Jason is saying it's a conversation. You saying, hey, I spent $300 today.
But why is it a conversation if she has her own? Because your wife worked, right?
Yeah.
But if she wasn't working, do she have to ask you?
If she transitioned to not working.
She asks with working.
And even when she working, she let me know. She don't, because we do have the same account.
Right.
And she do let me know. I mean, it's more of a courtesy. It's not
okay.
So you don't have a guy's night out where you just fuck some money up. Because as a single man, it's been nights where I wake up like, nigga, what?
As a married man,
fuck some money up.
As a married man, I done burned some
money up. Damn.
As a married man, I've done it.
That's fair.
Yeah. But the reality was,
I'm still bringing in that bag.
I understood what
nodding his head.
I understood what I could burn.
Okay, that's fair.
That's the difference. So even with her, she understands. Okay, it's just a matter of sometimes of who can get to burn it first.
All right. Let's get off the money. What are the roles in the marriage? What is her role in your marriage?
My wife's role?
Yes.
So I would say in our marriage, she is probably the person that administrates our house and take care of
what administrate is
a
workforce term. What does that mean, Tim? Like no, I'm just
saying that's a word. Hey, look, Brad just got on work.
Never heard nobody.
I just got on. Look.
Explain it. Please explain it. We talking.
She basically run the house, and then if what she say pretty much goes because the reality is.
Does she work?
Yeah.
Who clean the house?
More 80-20.
Okay, Sean. What are roles for you? What in your mind? You've been married. Now you're single and looking, and you do want the white picket fence. In a perfect world, what are the roles for you in a marriage?
I just feel like everything should be like 50-50. Like I clean, he clean. He cook, I cook. He take care of the kids, I take care of the kids.
And this is with him paying all the bills, or do y'all split bills? Does he pay all the bills?
He can pay the mortgage.
No, I'm asking, in a perfect world, does he pay all the bills?
No, he's gonna pay the mortgage, and I pay the utilities and the groceries.
So that's like a 20-80, like you.
Yeah.
I don't want my husband.
Oh, that mortgage.
I don't want my husband to feel like that I'm dependent on him.
Not at all. Okay, so better question: does all the money go in one part, or Sean need a little? She work hard. She need her own money.
I feel like Some majority of it would go into our account.
Majority, okay.
Then the other portion would go into my little
because
pocket.
this is a podcast, so people don't know. Sean is very high fashionable.
Simple.
Cut it out. Woman of the year. So if you needed a nice bag or a pair of shoes for yourself, you saying that you don't necessarily have to go ask for no permission or conversation.
No, because my loving is so good, he's gonna buy me whatever I
so
want.
So sex is predicated. All right, Jason, we're gonna get back to that. I'm gonna write sex down and put a circle. I wrote a circle over sex. Jason, stop. We're gonna get to it. For you, sir, what are, because I feel like your roles are gonna be a little bit more defined than others. What are your roles in a marriage?
And it's interesting because we're actually switching roles. Okay, before our newborn.
Okay.
Both of us were.
1 month. I wrote that down.
So we had a newborn a month ago. Before the newborn, both of us were working.
Okay.
But I was making a majority of the income.
Okay.
And for the most part, we were kind of split because both of us worked out of town. So we split a lot of our roles. So it was more so you cook, I'll clean, and you wash clothes, I clean, and I'll do this. But when it comes down to fixing, I think it's clear. I maintain the cars. I fix stuff around the house. But she going to make sure the meals are done. If they're not done, we have a conversation on how they can get done. But for the most part, when I walk in the door, I can expect that her roles have been completed.
All right, so shit.
And that's one thing.
Jason, I like how you.
And I mean, and I think that was one good thing we did in our marriage is we said, look, if my wife says I'm going to cook, then it's fair that I can have.
Well, that's different. I feel like you're trying to soften it up. What you're saying is, when you get home, the fucking meal needs to be made.
Right.
Respectful way possible.
Let's go to the newborn. Right. So the newborn, we actually had a conversation last night. She was like, well, I'm going to stop working. I told her, you can stop working.
Okay.
Take care of the newborn and take care of the house. So that means when I get off work.
Was that a financial decision or was that more of you looking out for your wife?
Both.
Yeah, it's both, bro.
It's both.
That's both.
I don't want my child in daycare.
That's both.
Okay.
I really don't want my child in daycare.
Yeah. Okay.
And then postpartum is something else.
Yes.
Dealing with
and my wife, she really is
all
good
right,
at.
So explain from a woman, Sean. Explain postpartum.
Oh Lord.
Now, is that something that you experienced before I even let you explain?
I did. I was just like.
So postpartum is for you.
I was like mentally not there. Like it's like I checked out. I couldn't find.
Checked out how? Like with the kids?
With the kids, with life.
Didn't you just leave them or something?
No, I didn't leave them. They was there. I just didn't know how to balance the two. I didn't know how to be a mother, then to be a wife, and I felt like the pressure was on my shoulder. I was taking care of all the kids by myself.
But you didn't work though, right?
But it was hard.
Okay,
Did you ever feel like a failure
away
or
from
anything?
it. Nothing at all.
Did you ever feel less confident or like a failure or anything?
I did feel less confident.
Nah, stop, because y'all trying to jump. No, but okay.
Y'all, I didn't say nothing.
Tim, for you, what is postpartum?
So the postpartum for me is really when a woman, after she had that baby, is like, it's hard for her to come back to reality.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say reality, because as a single man, I really don't get it.
No problem is when you can't get her to do normal things.
As
like
far as
normal
around the house?
things. Like being around the house, just existing, even socially.
Right.
Like I'm trying to have a normal conversation with you right now, and you looking at me, not looking at me, but looking through me, like dead in the eyes, and like, what is wrong with you right now? Are you about to kill me?
Right.
Or are you about to flip out?
Kill
and
you
then,
was strong.
like, it's like, well, I mean, but it's almost like random crying out of nowhere. It's
because
like,
you're not
you don't
there.
know. You really don't know what to do. Because
all right, so you've experienced postpartum, Sean. You've experienced postpartum, Jason. Is that something?
I would say I experienced.
you're 1 month in, so is that
I
like is that a
experienced
right
in my
now?
previous marriage.
Is that a right now situation for you?
I think.
But I mean, I'll define postpartum. That's a better question.
I think to me, postpartum is almost.
Yeah,
to me, postpartum is almost a period where women find themselves redefining or redefining or recalibrating. It's kind of like, okay, now I have this child that I'm totally consumed with. It's like I come home, all I do is feed this child. I smell like milk. I get thrown up on. I got to change diapers. Just kind of like it's a different world.
So does it ever get back, or life changes then on?
And I guess my own synopsis is, and I use my previous marriage. In my previous marriage,
you didn't say that in the beginning when you removed your layers. You talked about
I've
previous
been married
relationships,
twice,
but you didn't say that. I need to write that down. Twice married.
Married.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So, and I'm
trying to make you be naked out here. Take
Not
off
doing-
every layer.
Not to be
the purpose of the show.
not to be judgmental, but I do think some women, honestly, and I think some men, I think they do not embrace motherhood. I think it becomes frustrating. And I think
really the woman.
I think it's just.
I mean that's. I don't think that's fair because you're going to have some shit ass parents on both sides.
And I'm not saying I'm not saying you got to be.
When I look around the people around me, I don't feel like there's a strong percentage of people who just ain't built for parenting. It's some fucked up parents, but that ain't a huge percentage.
No,
wait. Some of the best parents I know was some of the most fucked up people. I think right as far as their life, they was doing a lot of.
And I say it like this. Wait,
whatever.
Wait a minute. But let me say it like this though. Let me say it like this. And I think, and not to say it's bad, but I think sometimes it's just hard embracing a newborn child and having all kind of questions.
I agree.
And sometimes you might not be good at it and not having all the answers. And,
so does that?
But some people,
two married men, does that change your marriage?
It can, yeah.
Extremely.
Okay.
Because
extremely.
In a positive way?
No.
Oh wow.
In a negative, because I think my previous wife didn't embrace it, and everything about the child frustrated her. She hated it.
Right, because me being a stay-at-home mom, it's like all I see is my baby. It's like I'm taking care of the baby 24/7. Then at one point I couldn't even breastfeed, so I started feeling guilty. Like, Lord, I can't breastfeed my child.
So in children or not in your marriage, and I know you talk about divorce now. Did y'all date in your marriage?
We rushed into it because I know.
No, that's not what I asked. In your marriage, in the 13 years, did you guys date each other? That's a yes or no question.
I'm going to say yes and no because I've known him since the 6th grade.
That's not what I'm asking.
Did you date while you
said you at home all day. Did you date your husband?
No, because he worked all the time, and that was a problem.
Jason, do you date your wife?
Yes.
He did not date me.
You date your wife?
He was dating others.
Okay. Tim, do you date your wife?
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
So
it's planned.
So tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow. But we're actually gonna move it to Tuesday so we can go because some other stuff going on. We're gonna move to Tuesday. Yeah, but
so you
every
have a
Thursday.
planned date night.
Just to secure the fact that we have a date every week. Yes, every Thursday.
That's good.
That's dope. Actually,
right?
Yeah,
really good.
Hey, bro, I messed up one time. I know how to do it this time.
I know that's right.
So
I learned from my lesson.
Divorce say 2. So everybody's in here has been divorced.
Yes.
Yeah. You gotta mess up.
All right, so let
you
me
gotta
ask
mess up one time.
Don't, Tim. That's bullshit. And I'm not gonna let you sit here and say that
I'm
stupid
joking.
shit.
I'm joking.
I'm joking. Because my first marriage was horrible. So when
but that don't mean that you have to have a
but I learned from my bad experience, so I know what not to do to keep my man satisfied and to make him happy.
Well, okay. What is gonna make your man happy this time around?
I was a nagger.
Okay.
I nagged my ex-husband. Wow. I did not trust him.
I didn't think women admitted that.
Yeah, I'm going to admit my bullshit and my
fault.
But
nagger, but you say you didn't trust him. Did you not trust him for a reason? Or was
I did.
Bullshit?
My husband cheated on me the entire
marriage. So what are we
marriage.
talking about? You obviously had a reason, meaning I feel like you...
But I didn't know my worth. I didn't know my self-worth, so I chose to stay in a fucked-up-ass marriage.
That's not what you said. You started off the conversation by saying, I was a nagger. And I get that if the nigga was on his shit. But what you also described is a nigga that's not on his shit. So I feel like you had a reason to nag. So
but even when he was on his good shit, when he was doing good, I still nagged.
So we forgive cheaters in marriage?
I feel like
I'm asking Tim.
You asking me?
Do you forgive cheaters in marriage?
That's that Bible shit.
Here we go.
Yes or no?
Answer the question.
For me personally, or you asking like generally?
I want you. Give me both, because I feel like about to stutter.
For me,
okay.
I'm gonna say no. But generally, yes, people do.
Jason, is cheating forgiven in marriage?
No.
Not for you, or in general?
Not for me.
In general?
Yeah.
And when you say forgive, meaning, do you think that people
are horrible at forgiving?
But have people been cheated on and really go back to a wholesome situation?
I can give you a perfect example.
Nobody?
I can give you a perfect example. Anonymity. I know it anonymously. I'm talking about.
You dropping the words.
Come on.
Anonymity, administratively.
Right.
Can we get them written down?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm the only one not drinking, so that's probably why I know these words. It's cool. It's cool. No, jokes aside though. I know a guy who was married for 25 years. Him and his wife had a argument, and he stepped out on his wife.
Mm-hmm.
One time, they stayed separated for a year. They got back together, and then they stayed married another 10 years.
Right.
So,
but it sounds like they've been married forever. He really probably ain't hit nothing. Like he ain't
you don't know.
jumped in nothing. Because
Yeah,
he was cheating.
Now he's an older cat, so he's an older dude.
What
Lot
you
older
saying,
than me.
20,
They still married?
25. They was older than me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But they was married for 10 more years after that. I think this might be 10 more years.
So let me ask a question. We could just go round robin, and I do want you to give a little context to what you're saying. And I don't want you to speak for yourself because this is a wholesome family show.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna start with Jason. Jason, and I want you to give me a little context to it, and let's go around.
We had nicknames earlier. Now you gonna call out the regular name?
What was your nickname?
Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
You said Jay. Sorry. I mean, the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
excuse
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Engineer, I'm gonna please producer, owner. I got names. I got titles for you. Listen, okay. Sorry. How many people
Put a sense on it
that
later,
are
man.
in relationships, committed relationships or marriages that have cheated, percentage wise?
I think it's 75.
Touch on that a little bit. You can't just say 75 and walk away from the mark.
Yes, I just gonna leave us hanging, huh?
I'm gonna just say, I think honestly, I think in my mind, I think more people are cheating than really talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because it goes back to, I think it's just people if they would be honest, they want to be married and they also want to be able to play too. And people aren't honest like that. And they would never tell the person they love because they love them. But I think people are cheating way more.
It goes back because of why people get married, though. We got a lot of people who got married because they had a kid.
Right.
Got married because they didn't have nowhere else to go.
Right.
Yep.
They got married for all these reasons. So when you got married for that reasons, love was so far removed from your mind. So in the midst of all that going on, oh, by the way, I've never experienced this with this person. I've never been this place with this person. Or, I've never been with that type of a woman. I've never been with that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff is going on because you got married when you was 18.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your percentage?
What's your percentage?
Oh, you got to me yet, bro.
Well,
You talking?
yeah, you talking.
Give
I'm going to
percentage, and then I'm
finish.
gonna pass the mic. What is your percentage? How many? Take yourself out of the equation. How many couples do you know, percentage-wise, married or committed relationships have cheated? Jason was at 75%.
That's a high number.
71.
I'm gonna be more optimistic and say 63.
60 shit.
Okay.
Sean, out of the
You said percentage, right?
percentage, I did say percentage.
Of people I know.
Taking yourself out of the equation.
See, I don't know a lot
In
of
general.
people. I don't know a lot of
So,
people.
Sean, for you,
Married people anyway.
married and committed relationships that you know, what's the percentage of people that have cheated?
I'm going to say 65. Can I give a reason why?
Yeah, hell yeah. We need.
I think now because social media
you gonna hide
has
me.
taken over, and social media and Facebook and Instagram has made it more easier for people to cheat. Because all you got to do is DM folks.
True.
We didn't have DM back in the days.
So is social media or is it people hiding in the ass? I mean, let's.
Hot in the ass and social media. Social media is more convenient. Now, you ain't got to court nobody. You ain't got to put no work
honestly, I
into
feel
it.
like, okay, and that's where the single person comes in.
You don't think so?
I feel like, I feel like people are more in tune and interested in things not marriage. Man, I think people enjoy being single a lot more than they let on. I think people enjoy dating a lot more than they let on. I think women enjoy girls' trips a lot more than they let on.
That's
I
why
think,
they shouldn't get married.
No, I mean, but at the same time, too,
But I disagree with that.
I feel like the sanctity of what society says we should be, and also the ability to pay bills and live a fabulous lifestyle says that you should be married. But I feel like when you go to Cabo, a lot of people don't want to go with their husband. They want to go with their homegirls, or they want to go with the black travel group. You feel what I'm saying? Because they want to turn up a little bit. And sometimes people husbands get older, or people wives get older, and women hit I hate to say it, fellas, but women hit a second gear that men don't.
Yes, we do. Oh,
I wasn't ready for you to just jump right in there with the agreement. I was damn.
Whatever.
Right, that's real shit though. Niggas stop. I hate to say it, but
y'all start declining.
From a single man standpoint, ain't nothing like some new. And so, y'all maybe tell me different, but when you've been hitting the same thing for 8, 9, 12, 13 years, you ain't hitting it like you did when you first met her and shit, when you was telling her to stop calling another nigga. Meaning things change, and I feel like men kind of get into some complacency where women you often see hit that second stride in life, and with a second stride comes fresh weave and wet pussy. I mean, you just being honest. I mean,
and thanks to motherhood give them the reset.
To be honest with you, the weaves ain't always fresh though.
I'm gonna tell you, I feel my best at 40. I feel like I'm 25. I look good. It's so tight and right. I'm fine to be 40. Shit.
What does that mean?
What?
Meaning, like, are you ready to settle down because you're tight and right, or what are you saying? I mean, it sounds like you're ready to have some fun. No, I'm honest.
Cabo, here we come.
We talk about marriage.
No, but
you said it sounded like a white picket fence. You back?
I do want to get.
Like
I do want to. No.
Are you back?
No, I do want to get married. I do. I'm ready to settle down. I want my husband.
Doesn't sound like.
Well, because I'm tight and right. I'm tight and
right. I don't feel like married women are tight and right.
Well, that's
not true.
Speak on that.
That's not true.
Correct me.
The problem is that when people get married, they feel like they got to stop doing everything else.
Right.
So,
but you do got to switch it up a little bit.
But you got to switch it up. But that don't mean I got to go. I still got to be out here wilding. That don't mean like right now. If I would say, hey, the fellas is going to. We can go down and see the homies in Orlando.
No, nigga, no.
Yeah, we can say.
How many wives are down with that, bro? Because I'm just being honest.
No, I get with you, but
the reality, speak on it. How many homies are really
I'm not talking about homies. I'm talking about my personal situation.
Nah, speak outside yourself.
Okay, outside.
And the reason why I said I don't mean to cut you off, but niggas who are married, and I love my niggas to death, they are not traveling. They are not living their best life, but I promise you their wives are.
That's because they're scared.
No, that is not.
I feel like if you have that foundation and that partnership, you would not care what
That's not. You guys are speaking about your personal
My wife ain't going on the girl.
He's talking about generally.
He's talking generally.
It's about
Jason, hold on. Why is your wife not going on the girl?
Hell to the no. My wife is with her girls. My wife's with her girls last night at Olive Garden. It's 6 of them. 2 of them are married. The rest of them are single. And they were talking about having a girls trip to Mexico. And then they were like, well, we're going to go to Mexico, stay 5 days.
Damn.
My wife immediately said, I'm not going without my husband. And it's true. She not leaving the country without me.
Why not?
I'm gonna be in the hotel room. She can go get fucked up with her girls.
That is some bullshit.
I feel like
but she coming back to the room.
Pure bullshit.
Why is it bullshit?
Because your wife should be able to have fun. You should be able to have fun without her.
Sean, let me ask you this. Hold on, fellas, and I need you to be honest. Just yes or no.
Yes, sir.
If a group of females, let's just say 6 to 7 people, a mixture of single and married. On this girls' trip,
right?
Cross country, wherever. Is anybody fucking?
No.
Yeah, somebody's going to do it. Somebody's going to do it.
Finish. I'm not going to be fucking.
I didn't say you. I said on the trip.
I ain't got nothing to do with what they do.
That's not what you skating. I'm asking. Everybody calm down.
Trump. She ain't answer the question.
Hold on, we yelling, and I want to calm it down. Sean.
Yes, sir.
What I'm asking you is, take yourself out of the equation. If 7 females. And it's a mixture of married and single. Take a 5-day trip.
Yes, sir.
To
Mexico.
Turks and Caicos.
Ooh.
The DR.
Is anybody flirty, fucking, living their best life?
I'm sure they are, but what that have to do with me, though?
That's great. And I get that, and I support that. We ain't talking about your ass right now.
Okay.
But I get back to Jason's point. Now, what I'm saying is, Tim, Jason has made it clear for him. He understands that there's potential fucking going on the girls' trip. Are you cool with the girls' trip?
I am. My wife's going on one.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
If I'm gone.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily knocking it either.
And I 100% agree with what you're saying. I definitely understand. But it's probably unfair to ask me. Because my situation is a little different.
Right.
So I can't really.
Meaning what?
meaning that I would say, cool. My thing is cool. Go ahead. But my wife is probably gonna say, nah, I'm good on that. Only because most of the traveling we do, we travel together.
All right, Tim. All right. For
It's
the
just like,
for
I
the
had a
next
business-
10 minutes, Tim, take yourself out of the equation. Because what I feel like is at the end of the day,
It's hard, though.
What I'm seeing around me is that I love to have a good time. But I feel like out of respect for their wives, my married friends do not get the opportunity to do shit. But their wife can easily say, hey, I'm going with Tasha, Shauna, Keisha, Monique, and we're going to goddamn Turks and Caicos for 4 days. And next thing you know, on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, everybody got on bikinis, and one person got on the hat, and one person got on the big shades that cover your whole fucking face, and they posing.
And why ain't got to be on your feed?
It's on everybody's feet because they listen they play. But I never see my homeboys doing the same shit.
That's not fair.
I'm not saying it's not fair, but what I am saying it's a reality. Meaning we took 60-something people to Jamaica as a Bull City takeover.
I had a business.
Ask me how many men went.
But let's get to the
Ask
root.
me how many
but
men
let's
went.
get to the root of it. Why didn't they go?
5.
Because they probably was doing something they had no
listen
business
to what
doing
you
in the
just broke it
past.
down. I agree with you. And a lot of that is because men are forgiving.
Oh,
Women aren't as forgiving.
Hell,
So most of the times when the reason them dudes didn't go is because previously
That's what I just said.
previously something else happened
Right.
that made them be like,
Exactly.
I can't even give her the thought that I'm gonna go out here
That's why.
and do something.
So let me ask you this: are men naive to their wives cheating?
You know, we know how to hold it down.
No, we not.
See?
No.
They got, and I think I kind of agree with Sean on this one.
We hold
I
it
think
down.
there's a lot of niggas who have gotten very content in their situation, and very quietly, wives pay majority of the bills, and they have gotten to a place where they ain't fucking like they used to, they ain't dressing like they used to, they ain't getting a haircut like they used to, and the wife is still out here living their best life.
Best life.
And she might not be fucking, but she's fully supporting the homegirl that is out here fucking and sucking, and she is along for the motherfucking ride.
But
like,
don't you support it? Don't you hype your man up when he fucking and sucking and eating?
Nah, and
You lying, Jeremy.
I'll be honest. As we get older and you talk about kids and shit, I develop a relationship with my friends,
Well, that's
children
good.
and wives and the whole nine. So I don't like that pimp player shit. Any one of my homeboys that's on that shit, I'm checking you because at the end of the day, I tell them you gonna fuck that up. You gonna fuck up your home. Like, but what I also realize is niggas kind of get into their second grown man, old nigga life, and all women ain't with that shit. Like, women get old and get vibrant. Like, and men not so much. They get the cutting grass.
That's because y'all started fucking when
telling you.
That's because y'all started fucking when y'all was 13 and 12 years
And
old.
who be doing it with?
And they're fucking with a woman.
Exactly. Who is your will?
Goddamn.
Y'all started early.
No, but I mean, for me, what I see is the men get to a place where they are content with family and damn near letting themselves go, and women not so much. They start owning businesses and joining groups and traveling.
The trap is though, when you do get a good woman, when you get a good spouse, you can really work on your shit. Like before I was married and I was single,
right?
I couldn't work on my business and work on stuff that I really loved doing, and I wasn't as happy because I couldn't work on it. But when I got married, I could flourish in my business and I could do. All right, more.
That's fair. Now,
more
efficient. Y'all please shut.
But that's why I have to go back to
shut me up, and I'm gonna say it, and because it's removing layers. Do married men miss fucking new pussy, and married women do they miss getting winded down by new dick?
I think so because I feel like when you marry, you have to always. I feel like when you marry, you have to spice it up. And as women, how you got that man, you have to keep doing the same thing. You got to keep making yourself look presentable, keep wearing that sexy
And I hate to
lingerie.
say it, at the end of the day, like, no matter how much you do that, sometimes it's just
only earn
that
it one time.
right, it's the same old pussy. You're going to hit it, and you're going to...
You can only earn it one time.
No.
Yeah, because he's seen you with your hair wrapped up. He's cleaning the hair that's on the
Make
floor.
it fun, make it
You know what I mean?
interesting.
But true indeed. Now, nigga need
you gotta
it,
have
but
fun, play roles, go fuck on the balcony.
let me ask you this:
Be a hoe. Go back to hoe.
is nasty ever too nasty? In a man?
No.
Nah.
No.
If you want to keep your man, you better be sucking dick and sucking balls.
Well, that's fair.
It's a lot of married niggas that ain't getting their dick sucked.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's also, I will say, to be fair to the ladies, it's also a lot of married men who are not as sexual or freaky as their wives. And I think women sexually conform more than men. Meaning a woman is only going to do as much as their man allows.
That's true.
Meaning, like, if the nigga was more open to shit, she would be busted wide open, but she's going to do what's in her man's comfort level. Is that fair or no?
Yes.
I'm talking to me.
Oh, I can't talk.
Nah, I think it's some women
Because
out here that
a lot of women are told certain things are not ladylike. Now, as time progresses, a lot of women are more expressive and they try more things. But our generation, my generation, a lot of them girls was told some stuff. Don't do that. You don't do
Really?
that. Yeah, a lot because
especially in the South, a lot of these women are conservative as hell.
And
in the
it's
north,
a Bible
in the
study
north and out
church.
west, they're doing all kinds of things, man. All kinds of stuff.
That's why these
on.
women just now stuck in dick.
But in the
Jason, I really don't think that's the truth.
That is the absolute.
Women-
I got three
Women
friends.
been sucking dick
I got
as long as I've been fucking.
I got three friends. I got three friends. I got three
I-
friends right now. They only get their dick sucked on holidays.
But
Well, damn.
That sounds like a sucker.
Yeah.
But I mean, but like I said, we're in the South.
All right, let me ask you this.
It's the Bible
Hold
Belt.
on, no. The three men that only get their dick sucked on holidays, did they marry for love or was it some finances involved?
It was finances and it was more.
I mean, nigga, if you paying for the pussy,
Exactly.
you get
what you
the-
pay for.
Right, you get what you motherfucking pay for. Nah, stop laughing, Tim. That's the honest to God truth.
Right.
You keep talking about the whole time, and that's why we're gonna because we getting close to the end. So let me say this, Tim.
Over.
You started off with how marriage is a business. It's not always based around love. You talked about back in the day, the old heads made so what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, motherfuckers ain't fucking for love, and so shit happens. Period and point blank. Shit definitely happens.
Hey, I want to argue with you on that point, but we ain't got time.
Right.
we ain't
All
got
right.
time.
Now, let me ask you this as we get to closing out. As the single person, and you guys have been married, what advice would you give someone single but still believes in the white picket fence? What is Jason? What is your advice to the single man?
My advice, honestly, is to remove as many layers in the beginning as you can. I think dating is difficult now because a lot of times you just never get to the real person. And unfortunately, you can marry somebody before you get to the real, before the layers are removed. To me, it's kind of like, I equate it to sex. It's like, if we're going to have sex, either going to get fully naked or we're going to get half naked. And then
how do you get half naked?
I can keep my t-shirt on.
That's that oochie coochie.
I can fuck with my boxers on. I can fuck with my boxers on.
Yeah.
You got to leave your socks on.
Right.
But I mean, in a relationship, it's really a race to nakedness. It's really I got to
What's your
reveal.
advice to single people?
So my advice to single people is you really have to make sure that you can remove your layers and they remove theirs before you get in a committed relationship. Because a lot of times, for instance, me, when I met my wife, I let her know immediately that I had 2 baby mamas. And I had
Jason, I
said that.
No, you didn't. You said,
I said 2 baby mamas and a wife.
You meant 2 before your wife?
Yes.
I don't think nobody, including myself, understood. You know that?
Yeah, I heard him, but that ain't right, man. Stop, man. Just calm down. You
No, I didn't know that. I write shit down. All right.
I think you've been drinking too much over there.
You knew that? 2?
He said it.
that.
I thought he said a baby mother and a wife.
No, he said
Fair
2.
enough.
And we really had to.
Jason is that dude.
Before our relationship really took off, I had to really let her know what my situation was. and she had to let me know what her situation was.
Well, that's me too. All right, now,
Because ultimately, you just don't want to get in a marriage and find out shit to surprise you.
Yeah,
and I think in a lot of relationships, you got to communicate. And I mean, we pussyfoot around conversation. We have fake conversations. We don't tell people about their kids. Or you just lie, and then you marry somebody, and it's like, oh, then you want to tell them, oh, you crazy. Or then you want to tell them, oh, I got a crazy
So let me ask you this, dude. Currently, is there any baby mama drama?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Sean, for you, what?
But she knew about that shit early.
He was already naked. He waited for the naked.
I stopped it. Sean, what advice would you give single women looking for love and marriage?
My advice is to
Suck the balls.
just love yourself. Know yourself.
But that ain't gonna get you married.
Know yourself. In order to love a man, you have to love yourself.
That's fair.
First.
I agree.
Like know your worth. Just be true to who you are and don't settle. And just be 100% real and authentic, and just be able to let your guard down. If you get hurt, it's okay. It's just a lesson learned.
Now, Tim, for you, married, we call you Red. What advice do you give single people looking for love and potentially marriage?
So I would genuinely tell people not to focus on being married. Focus on being committed. That's the most important thing, because everybody can get married. Anybody can go down to the courthouse, get a piece of paper. Anybody can go to the church and walk down the aisle. Focus on being committed. And if you focus on being committed, the marriage part is really just a symbol of you already being committed. So if you're trying to find love, if you're trying to find marriage, focus on the commitment. They sell white dresses all the time. It's probably too expensive anyway. Say that money going you a good honeymoon or something, but focus, again, on being committed. Don't worry about, the marriage at first. Let that sign be something that comes at the end. Now, a lot of people say, well, from a spiritual perspective, what about the sex? Let every man work out his own soul salvation is what I tell you. We know what the Bible says. We would talk. That's a whole different conversation.
Now, from the never been married person, and as I recap, what I realized in this conversation, that as much as love matters, you have to be able to pay some bills. But what I've also realized is that communication matters, and you have to understand that people change. Right. Women are as dynamic in their 20s as in their 30s and 40s, but for different reasons. What else? I took notes. I put dollar signs a lot of times. So men, if you want that white picket fence, you need to work. And probably a little overtime.
A lot of overtime. But the bum niggas is on the rise, though.
Jason,
tell me about it, bro.
This is supposed to be my eloquent ending.
All right,
but the
bum niggas is rising.
The bum niggas is trending.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
First off, they not trending.
They trending.
They've been winded. Niggas ain't just been driving Hondas. They've been driving Hondas from the 90s to the early 2000s. They drive them and they pick you up and.
Nigga got mismatched hubcaps and he's still pulling up.
Then y'all figure out what you're going to eat.
I can't figure out those. I go to the gas station.
This has been another dynamic episode of Removing Layers. I truly want to thank my co-host, thank Mastermind Productions and our producer, Mr. J. And people make the world go round, so we got to remember that. So tune in for another fantastic show. Every topic means something. Every person on this show means something. So thank you again. I think we removed a few layers. And tune in next time. We're gonna do the same thing, but talk about some complete bullshit and interesting topics all over.
Can't judge a book by its cover, no. Gotta open it and read it. Moving layers. I got some issues, but before you judge me,